When I was growing up, when I was like maybe 19 years old or 20 years old, I had so many questions in my head. Mostly questions related to religion, related to the existence of God and the meaning of life. And because of those questions, I started reading certain philosophers because I realized that these are the people who are struggling with the same kind of questions that I'm struggling with. And because of that, I could relate to them. I could see them as friends, and I would be so amused that these people have been asking the same questions. And there is this beautiful thing about philosophy that they keep asking the same questions again and again because the questions are so complicated that they cannot be answered in simple ways. Like science, you see some kind of progress. The questions that were asked by Newton are not asked by the modern physicists. Science in general, it keeps growing. But when it comes to philosophy, the questions that Plato was asking are still asked by the modern philosophers. For example, Plato was against democracy. Plato used to say that democracy cannot work, it's a flawed system. And right now we have a democracy. But still, democracy is facing challenges. There's so many people who have written against democracy. People like Slavoj Žižek. Slavoj Žižek is a contemporary philosopher. Right now, democracy faces certain challenges that we have to question democracy. The challenges like the rise of AI. So, in philosophy, the philosophers they keep asking the same kind of questions, and that makes it a very interesting subject. One of the philosophers that I loved when I was reading a lot of philosophy, I was reading almost most of the popular philosophers. And one of the philosophers who wouldn't call himself a philosopher, rather an artist, his name is Albert Camus. And today we are going to talk about his idea, his understanding of the universe. He calls it the situation as the absurd. And I'm going to, or at least I will try to simplify this idea of the absurd as much as I can. So, if we have to simplify the idea into an argument, first, human beings are meaning seeking creatures. I don't think that he's totally right about it, but he says that human beings they have the tendency to have meaning in their life. He's almost completely right about it, and it is like all of us are fine with sacrificing our lives for a worthy cause. And why is that? Because we seek meaning from that cause. Like a suicide bomber, he would give his life away for a meaningful cause. And philosophers they have been asking questions related to the meaning of life for 2 decades. So what does that mean? That means we do have this tendency to seek meaning. That is obviously evidence to prove the first premise of his argument, that human beings are meaning seeking creatures. You can see an activist would deny the certain pleasures of life for a worthy cause, whatever cause he believes in or she believes in. So, meaning certainly is important to most human beings, not to all, but to most human beings, the meaning of life is very important. Many people they want to preserve something, they want to save something. Let's say they want to save a nation, and to save that nation they might give their life away because they seek or they derive meaning from that act of saving their nationhood. So human beings they do take the meaning phenomena seriously. So that is the first premise, that human beings they have this tendency to seek meaning in life. And Camus says the second premise is that the universe does not have any objective meaning to offer. It's like I want to seek order in the universe, but the universe is silent. The universe does not care about my desires. If I want to have a meaning in life, the universe has nothing to offer. Obviously, Camus was an atheist, so he did not believe in religion. So, according to him, it would be like, yeah, I come from nothing and I will become nothing. And in between, there is infinite amount of suffering. What is the meaning of my existence? None. While I have these desires that I want to have a meaningful life, the universe is not offering anything to me. So, what does that create? That creates this phenomena of the absurd, that it does not make sense to me. It is a problematic word where I exist. I want to have a life that is meaningful. I don't want my suffering to be futile. But Camus says that the universe does not care if my desires are fulfilled or not. It is only silent. It is indifferent to me. And this relational phenomena is the absurd. That there is the subject who is a meaning seeking creature, and then there is the subjective word. The subject has desires, the objective word does not satisfy his desires. So it's conflicting. This relational phenomena is the absurd.